If you are among the many who struggle with Anthurium and really want those stunningly beautiful, striking leaves, boy, do I have some tips for you starting right now. Without a doubt, they are the crown jewel of any houseplant owner's collection. They are Anthurium, and man oh man are they stunning with those velvety leaves and that striking silver vein that goes down the center of them and all around. Man, oh man, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Before I get into how you can make them look this gorgeous and maintain that look, I want to introduce you to my Anthurium first, and we'll start here with the king, who's got his backside to me right now. But this is my crown jewel in my Anthurium collection. That is the Anthurium veitchii, the king Anthurium, which I had started off as a little baby plant, and now its largest leaf is 31 and a half inches long. Now, mind you, I only got this plant a year and a half ago, so that plant is absolutely stunning. Other than that, I have some Anthurium crystallinum. Now, those plants are really, really gorgeous, and I struggled with them for such a long time, but I do have some tips and tricks coming up for you in just a minute. Now, the other Anthurium that looks just like it is my Anthurium clarinervium. This beauty here is a very easy to care for plant, unlike the crystallinum, which can take a little bit of time to get used to. In terms of easier Anthurium, I highly suggest the clarinervium. Then I have my Anthurium Heart's Desire. This is a hybrid plant. Uh, I know that it's crossed with a silver blush, but I forget what the other one was that it's crossed with. It's a hybrid, of course, like I said, and I got it at Home Depot over the summer. It was only $20. Can you believe it? Okay, so 6 months ago, I also got these two babies. This is my Anthurium forgetii mixed with a Ace of Spades, crossed with a Zara and a Michelle. So lots of hybridizing going on there, but I absolutely love it. And then there is my Anthurium magnificum verde crossed with a silver blush. Again, I got these 6 months ago from Steve's Leaves, and they're doing really, really well. I do need to upscale their pot size, though, in order for them to grow larger. I have a Dock Block Anthurium Michelle that I got from a Home Depot. This was about, oh boy, I think 2 months ago now. And it is popping on new leaves. And I need to pay more attention to it because it's a beautiful plant, but I'm not giving it the kind of care I have been with my others. So definitely something I need to focus on. Then there is my Anthurium radicans crossed with a luxurians. This beauty is thriving now, and I've had this for about 2 years. And man, oh man, did I struggle with it at first. And I only had it down to one leaf because it was just dying off. But look at it now. Look at how beautiful that plant is. I love its reveled foliage. And yeah, I'll tell you how easy it is to care for now and what I screwed up with in the beginning. And then, of course, there is the painter's plant, my Anthurium adrianum. I have a couple of them. They're all doing really well. Again, very easy to care for plants. And yes, while some of them can be a little bit more challenging, when you actually get to understand the plant and know its needs, that's when they get a lot easier. Mind you, like I said, the clarinervium, the painter's plant, the adrianum, super easy to care for plants. So you're probably wondering, well, what is the key to getting foliage that really pops, stays vibrant, and just really will not only make you happy, but any of your guests who come along? Well, one of the major things is, if you haven't noticed all around me as it's pumping out from both directions, is humidity. Humidity is crucial because keep in mind, these plants are from South America and they mostly grow in Colombia epiphytically, meaning that they don't grow from the ground. Instead, they grow on rocks and the sides of trees. But humidity is really, really crucial because it is one of the keys to vibrant leaves. Anthuriums thrive in 70 to 80% humidity, which would mimic their tropical rainforest habitat in South America, particularly Colombia. Now, mind you, this is not Colombia, nor do I have my humidity at 70 to 80%. I wish I could. My humidifier over there is at 55% humidity. The one over there is at around 55 to 57% humidity, even though it's pumping out a lot. Now, mind you, I am in Denver, Colorado right now, and it is freezing outside. The temperature is 15 degrees. It's snowy. And yeah, so this is definitely not Colombia. The only thing Colombian in this home is my husband. So yeah, it's kind of about mimicking their natural habitat, and that is crucial. And like I said, humidity, yeah, it's great. They want higher humidity, but at the same time, I keep mine around 50 to 60%. So that is really important. Now, another big important thing is lighting, because Anthurium really prefer bright indirect light. I have only western facing windows in my home here in downtown Denver. And this time of year, here in the winter, that sunlight is not great. So, what I do is I use grow lights. Grow lights are really important and crucial this time of year because you have to keep in mind that in a place like the tropical rainforest, they're used to about like 12 hours sometimes of bright indirect light, but also then they go 12 hours of darkness. So what I do with my grow lights, and I use a couple different ones. I use Soltec, Farina, and Sansi as my three main ones. And what I do is I keep them on for about 12 hours a day. And granted, yeah, the sun is shining a little bit more right now, but it's still, the sun sets around like 5:30. So yeah, these grow lights have been a lifesaver and a good uh, filter and helper for my Anthurium to thrive. So if you don't have the best lighting, you might want to look into grow lights. And by the way, up here in the corner, you can see this little card. There is a video that I recently did on grow lights, so I highly suggest you check that out. And mind you, you don't want to have them in too bright of light because a lot of sunlight can actually scorch their leaves. And of course, what we want is for their lives to be vibrant and striking. So, that brings me into my next point that's very, very crucial. And that is to make sure that you are using good water. Because crystal clear leaves need clean water. Hard water with high mineral content can have spots and leave them there, or discoloration on their shiny foliage. Distilled or filtered water works best. I have failed at this time and time again, and I really need to get into a better habit of it because, yes, while a lot of my Anthurium have beautiful, striking leaves, take a look at the back ends of some of them where there is spotting, and that is probably caused by the fact that I have been using tap water. And yeah, I really need to get better at that and use filtered water. But another main thing to make sure that their leaves stay vibrant and lush is to have good airflow. Now, that was something I really started to learn about a lot. And you can see behind my Anthurium, there are a couple of little mini fans. I use those fans to continue to circulate that good airflow because proper ventilation will help prevent fungal issues that can affect their delicate leaves. I've had to cut off a couple of leaves recently because of that issue, so I did add in another fan. Also, the other big thing is these plants, even though they're epiphytic, they thrive in chunky, well draining soil. It's a good chunky aeroid soil mix that I use, and if you click on the card up above, you can see a video I did on how to make that. But needless to say, a mix of orchid bark, perlite, and sphagnum moss mimics their natural growing environment. You'll notice, by the way, on a lot of my Anthurium, on the top layer, I include sphagnum moss. And that has been really crucial to their growth, especially like my king Anthurium over here. that baby really started popping out these big leaves a lot more once I included that layer of sphagnum moss because it allows for the roots to grow through it. Not only that, but it also helps keep some of that moisture in because, mind you, while these plants really, really love having high humidity and stuff, they don't want to be sitting in water all the time, but they still want kind of an upper layer that will really kind of mimic that humid type of environment. So I highly suggest putting a layer of sphagnum moss up top. Another important factor to keep in mind is, like I said, with that chunky aroid soil mix, you will notice, and what's nice about these plants is that, yeah, a lot of them can be drought tolerant, but they do want to be watered. But I keep mine, a lot of them, in a clear plastic pot, which I always cover up with something like nice like this, kind of just mimics my urban jungle. But what's cool about this is that you can continue to see their root growth. Now, take a look because here's an interesting thing about Anthurium as a genus is that they have really thick roots. I mean, those are thicker than most Monstera, most Anthurium, or I'm sorry, most Lacacia, most Philodendron. They're really, really thick roots. And it's also nice because in a clear plastic pot, I can keep an eye on them and know exactly when to repot them. Now, this is really interesting too because a lot of people will tell you, and it is true, that they do like to be in a smaller pot to really kind of have their roots kind of root bound more. But if you really want big, big leaves, I saw this video on YouTube once, and this is what inspired me to try this. And I tried it with my King Anthurium, and it really turned out to be 100% accurate because it didn't have these 31.5-inch long leaves until I did this. But if you really want bigger leaves, what I found is that you want to upscale their pot size. And I did that with my King Anthurium, my Anthurium veitchii here, just over the summer. And that's when that baby really started out shooting those bigger, bigger leaves. Not only that, but it also had a pup recently. And so that means that it's growing a completely separate plant inside of itself, which I can then, once I repot this baby, take out this plant and have a brand new King Anthurium. Check out this card up in the corner right now because I did a separate video on that if you want to learn more. I'm afraid though to upscale its pot size because I don't know if I can handle having longer, bigger leaves, even though the next one that comes out will be longer and bigger than that one, because I always clean this baby's leaves after I'm done watering it because I always want to make sure that it has really healthy, vibrant leaves. And that brings me into this next segment, which is the importance of making sure that your Anthurium's leaves are really cleaned off well. So the trick is to get microfiber cloth and to just simply dampen it. I just use warm water and make sure that it's all cleared off. And then I just go ahead and I start wiping down their leaves. Now, this is important because microfiber cloth is very simple and delicate on their leaves. And it's important with such velvety, beautiful, stunning leaves to use something very delicate because if you were to use, let's say, I don't know, a sponge, it really could scratch their leaves and not do well. Granted, with my King Anthurium, while I was cleaning off its leaves the other day, I did use some paper towels, which is fine also, but I highly suggest using microfiber cloth. I ordered a 12 pack off of Amazon, and I put this link into the description below. 12 pack for like $8. So highly suggest getting microfiber cloth when cleaning them off. And the importance of this is because when it comes to leaves, Anthurium, in order to get that really striking foliage, well, they need to make sure that their leaves are cleaned off. This will help not only get the dust off and just really, really make sure that they're clean, but it's important because it healthy leaves are really crucial and a vital role in photosynthesis. It's the process that sustains the plant. Now, in order to get that beautiful aesthetic that you really want and the leaves' overall visual appeal, yeah, you really have to make sure that you clean the plants off. So I also will take and use like the faucet and make sure that the leaves are cleaned off in that way. But afterwards, I will scrub them down with a microfiber cloth just to maintain the beauty of them as well. Now, mind you, these plants, Anthurium, are heavy feeders. So, what I also do is with their watering, I also put a smidge of fish poop, fish fertilizer into their watering each time. Again, like I was saying, this really helps promote that beautiful striking foliage. And because they're such heavy feeders, you'll really want to make sure to feed them as well. I go with fish poop because, and I use Alaska Fish Fertilizer 511. Granted, there's a million different options out there, but it's natural. Okay, so you're not dealing with the chemicals from any other type of brand that maybe makes their own. And those chemicals can be really harmful and damaging to the plant's leaves. So you'll want to make sure to be cognizant of that. Hey, I want to thank you guys again for watching another one of my planty videos. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell for more fun and interesting planty content just like this. I did do a video about Anthurium also, other care techniques that you can watch up here in the corner. And I did something very interesting with my Anthurium magnificum that was probably crucial in order to get out of its pot. Check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.